do, y'all. Let's get right off into this, man. Like I said, this thing gets deeper and deeper and deeper. They done opened up the floodgates. Now everybody involved, personal lives, is now open to the world of social media and press and paparazzis, and everybody in social media. Everybody is involved. Your whole life background, everything they doing, they done opened up the floodgates. So much. We know Aaliyah passed, but this has everything to do with her. She is the pillar of this situation, which actually what was the first thing that exposed him in this situation. Now, one of R. Kelly backup singers in the Surviving R. Kelly series, she tells a story of when R. Kelly was having sex with Aaliyah on the tour bus and backstage and things after the show, allegedly. I'm just going to say allegedly for legal reasons. Now, this finna get deep, y'all. This finna get deep because her mother got offended at this and released a statement and actually told on herself and exposed herself. This is the statement her mother released on Twitter. And I'm going to read it word for word. And I quote, this is what she says. The woman and so-called backup singer in the forthcoming Surviving R. Kelly documentary that describes seeing, meeting, or ever breathing the same air as my daughter Aaliyah is lying and is a liar. My husband and I were always on tour with her and at interviews and every place she went throughout her entire career. Let me read that again. She say, my husband and me, this is her testimony, were always on tour with her and at interviews in every place she went throughout her entire career. Whoever this woman is, I have never seen her before anywhere on planet Earth until now. These lies and fabrication cannot be tolerated and allowed to be spewed from the forked tongues of saboteurs of Aaliyah's legacy. My daughter only wanted to realize her dream of sharing her talent with the world and give her all performing on stage and in front of the camera for the fans she adored so much. She realized that dream. And thanks to those true fans who still love and support her legacy unconditionally to this day. Shame on all those involved in this project who thought it kosher to drag Aaliyah's name into a situation that has nothing to do with her today. Once again, this will not be tolerated. Sincerely, Diane Houghton. Diane Houghton. Well, Diane, you call yourself doing justice, but actually really hurt yourself. According to you, you always was around your daughter, whether she was on tour, whether she was on interviews for her entire career. You never left her alone. You always was with her. But yet, it is document facts, even released by the Sun Times, the marriage certificate of R. Kelly and Aaliyah, legal marriage that they had. Where were you at then? How did he even get that close? How did he even get to kick it with her, speak to her like that if you always there? He didn't just say, hey, how you doing, Aaliyah? Hey, I'm R. Kelly. Oh, yeah, let's go get married. But let's go deep into this, y'all. Let me open y'all up to some more stuff, those who not following this situation. R. Kelly manager was Aaliyah's uncle named Barry. R. Kelly's manager used to be Aaliyah's uncle named Barry. In fact, it was Barry who introduced R. Kelly to Aaliyah. Barry also was knowledgeable of R. Kelly's action, lust, and desire for young women. Barry knew he was a pedophile. Barry also knew the things that was going on in the camp of R. Kelly, that he would have his entourage seek out young girls and bring them to R. Kelly. Barry was definitely aware of that and put it upon himself to also introduce his niece to R. Kelly. Allegedly, now, this is Aaliyah's uncle, and this is the brother of Aaliyah's mother. Barry is not only is he R. Kelly's manager, but he also have a degree in psychology. So he know the mind state and activity of pedophiles and the criminal behavior or what they operate around, and seeing these things fall out in play. Fall out and play. I'm telling you, they opened up a floodgate where everybody is guilty. Everybody need to be prosecuted in this situation. Not only R. Kelly, but all the people, the handlers, the entourage, the managers, everybody who had knowledge of this situation going down and never once reported. They all need to. But let's go a little deeper though, y'all. I want to go a little deeper on this. So this is Aaliyah's mother and brother. Witnesses also said, to go a little deeper, witnesses also says that R. Kelly spent the night at Aaliyah's house before. And that they walked in on R. Kelly and Aaliyah and her mother allegedly having sexual relations with each other. What? So Aaliyah and her mother allegedly were having a threesome with R. Kelly. Now keep in mind, y'all, at this time R. Kelly young, his career just blowing up, so he the number one R&B dude in the game. He ain't got none of that stigma on him at all. He's a handsome young man, you know what I'm saying? Running the charts. So this ain't far-fetched. Makes a lot of sense. Especially when you're dealing with Hollywood and the secrets and rumors we hear how they get down. So R. Kelly dealing with Aaliyah allegedly and her mother having a threesome with him. This is what two other family members witnessed on record saying that they saw. Not only in their house, but the same thing happened again in a hotel. Starting to make a lot of sense. Starting to make a lot of sense. All this was for money. All this was for money. Preying also on the struggling, perverted, psychotic, dementive, sexual predator, R. Kelly also. They were enticing this man. They knew he had a thing for young girls and bringing in their own beautiful young family member, enticing this man with her. Now, if y'all heard the song I Admit It by R. Kelly, when he say he admit he don't own his publishing, he don't own his music. The owner of R. Kelly's music is no other than the family of Aaliyah. Wow. How did that happen? How do Aaliyah's family own this man publishing? Well, R. Kelly's manager was Aaliyah's uncle. They were already knowledgeable of the relationship that R. Kelly was having with Aaliyah. What happened was R. Kelly was being exploited. He was being exploited for money. Okay? Because they had the knowledge of him having sex with their his young niece and her daughter. So as long as the checks allegedly was rolling in, it was no problem. Blackmailing. But this is when R. Kelly called himself being smart that actually broke the camel's back. R. Kelly decided to go get away and get married to her overseas where it was legal. So now the blackmailing don't look like he having sex with a minor. Now it's I'm having sex with my wife. She's my wife. This would not stick in the United States. This when his illiteracy starting to rub off on him because he don't get it. So what was discussed was end the marriage, sign over your publishing rights allegedly. We gonna let this go. He signed over his publishing rights to avoid criminal charges to her family, and they own his publishing rights. See that? All this, it always been about money. This is why look at the behavior. Look at how it goes. Then she go from R. Kelly to Damon Dash, another older dude. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, this thing is very tacky. And it's showing everything that they doing because it was a setup from the beginning. They seen a pedophile, and they, just like he preyed on young people, they preyed on his weakness at the same time. And they enticed that man. This thing is dirty, messy from top to bottom. And all of them is being exposed now. And even though Aaliyah's mother saying this has nothing to do with Aaliyah, it has everything to do with Aaliyah. It has a lot to do with Aaliyah. Yes, she's dead, and it's sad and tragic she's dead. But at the same time, what was in the dark comes to the light. And now it is starting to come out the real secrets behind the scandal that you were involved in allegedly from the very beginning. Sources also said that R. Kelly used to record him and Aaliyah having sex all the time too. This is what he used to do. This is what he does. He record everybody he has sex with. He also had to burn. Well, he's supposed to have burnt all the tapes of her and him also. Allegedly. Yes, this is messed up. This is bogus. And this is what I'm telling y'all. When y'all watch the Surviving R. Kelly series, these parents are exploiting and extorting their children. They are extorting and exploiting their children. They are exploiting their children to R. Kelly and extorting him at the same time. That's what they doing. They dropping off their kids to this man and leaving, knowing what he's going to do to them. Then come back and find out what he did to them. Now they want to check for it. The girl, Geronda, one of the young girls in this situation who came forward giving out the story and details of it, she said that parents were giving their children to R. Kelly and receiving payments for it. She said she saw it with her own eyes and know about it personally. This is one of the victims in this situation. And they trying to silence her because it's affecting the Surviving R. Kelly series. And don't want her doing interviews telling her story. And she also is in the Surviving R. Kelly series, telling her story. She's the 16-year-old girl that told R. Kelly she was 19 at first. And she's also on record as saying he gave her herpes along with the other women in that situation too. So they all got herpes. Yeah, this reckless. And it's definitely showing the tackiness and the money-hungry thing that these parents is willing to do at the expense of their own children. I believe everybody involved, every adult involved, everybody from top to bottom who had knowledge of this, who participated in this, From again, the entourages to the handlers to the management team to the dancers, everybody who was of age that was grown and knew about this stuff and participated in it and kept quiet about it and now trying to come out now and speak about it since he cut off their water. Every last one of them need to be prosecuted right along with him. This should be a big investigation on everybody, all parties involved, not just him. They guilty, man, and they bogus and would do anything for $1. This your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment that's in question. It's yours.